Hey y'all. So I'm sitting here because I've been going through it, and I recorded earlier today on YouTube, and I wasn't really, I don't know, it was just a lot going on, right? And then I thought my mic wasn't recording, but it was. But it was just because that wasn't the message I was supposed to give y'all, I guess. So here we are, back at it, right? Back at it again. So I'm sitting here on the floor of my room with this in my hand, okay? You see? And I'm the book, right? I got the book in my hand. And I wanted to come to y'all and tell y'all, names are so important. Your name that you picked when you came here, right, is your purpose. That's your purpose, y'all. And I forgot to put this on Do Not Disturb, so if it, you know, that we, of course, we're going to get some distractions, right? Because that's what the devil wants. He wants us to be distracted and shit. So then your name that you pick here is so important. So I was sitting here, and me and my man's going through it, whatever, right? So, and because I woke up in a mood, and he's in a mood, and, you know, we just both in moods together. So that's what happens, you know, in relationships. Y'all know. But anyways, so I'm sitting here, and I'm listening to The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. That album, right? Because that album's fire. So in the album, she talks about, I'm going to get back to the name thing in a second. But she talks about in the album, she talks about, she said, Psalm 70, where I start at? Psalm 76. So I go to Psalm 76, right? And I look at that. And then there's a little, I got this book. Which version I got? I got the King James Version, right? The red letter edition, right? So I got that, and I'm going to it, and I'm like, there's little, you know, after each chapter, there's like little things to refer back to another chapter. So I refer back to it's told me to go to Numbers 2:2. So I go to the book of Numbers. In the book of Numbers is where you're going to find your code. So I don't know your initiation date or whatever, right? But like if you go in there, you can find your initiation date. So my name, Katrina, right? Katrina Butler. What's a butler, right? So a butler in ancient Egypt was a servant of the king, right? So a servant of God. So I'm a servant of God, one. And then Katrina in ancient Egypt. Let me pull my notes up. Of course, I can't find my book. I'm so excited, y'all, because when you find out that like you end up on the right path and that you're doing what the fuck you came here to do, it's just a good feeling. It's a real good feeling. Oh, I'm recording. I'm recording on it. Okay, so anyways, Mount Sinai, Sinai, Sinai. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Was the highest point in Egypt, in ancient Egypt. It was like the highest mountain. Katrina, and I'm gonna Google it, because that way I can tell you exactly what it is. So the Reconstruction era was a period in American history following the American Civil War. That's where we're at right now. We're in the and this is after the compromise. So we have compromised your spirit, right? So there was a compromise somewhere down the line, and we're in the segment healing of Reconstruction right now, right? So it's all about the numbers. I'm gonna say that there's a lot of trauma bonding that has been so we have to break free of those things. I did want to say that. Yeah, it's not in here, so I'm just gonna Google it. So Mount Sinai, right? So I Googled Katrina, name meaning, and it means purity. Like if you look at the Greek meaning, it means purity, pure of love, right? Pure. But if you say it, ancient Egypt, meaning in ancient Egypt, because that's where we coming from, right? We stemming from the gods and goddesses. And I have it down here. I have to find it again. So the name is derived from Catherine, whatever. It means pure, heroes, leader, right? That's in, oh, right here, boom. I found it. I found the exact thing. So I go on to this, it's behindthename.com. And then you can look at it, right? So you look at your name, right? So Pharaoh Ka, right? So Ka, K-A, of ancient Egypt around 32 BC was the first to put his name inside a box, Sirika, as an indicator of kingship, right? So you gotta look at Ka, right? So if you look up, I'm gonna look up Katrina. Because, you know, the names weren't the same. The letters weren't the same. The alphabet is, you know, made up. So I type in Katrina. Yeah, so it's Latvian, right? So Latvian is, oh, right here. I'm just going to look up Mount Sinai. So let's do this. And I'm working through this with y'all right now. I think I might post, I don't know where I'm going to post this at yet, but. Because I had all this in this phone. That's why I knew when I grabbed this, I was like, oh, I should grab my actual camera to record this. But I just was like, no, I'm going to grab my phone real quick. And here we go. I needed the notes that's in there. So that's what you get for moving it. Right? So this is where Moses received the 10 Commandments. Right? Mount Sinai. So it's called Mount Katrina, Katrina. This is in the Encyclopedia Britannica. This is why names are so important, because you picked your name. You picked why you're going to come here. So the country's highest point, Mount Katrina, reaches, and it's called Mountain Egypt. So Katrina means Egypt. Reaches 8,668 feet, 2,642 meters. A chapel in, okay, so Mount Katrina, review of Mount Sinai, St. Catherine. My great-grandmother's name was Catherine, right? That was my mom's mom. And that's how I got my name. So, yeah, it's Mount Catherine, right? Locally known as Gabel Katrine. Is the highest mountain in Egypt. It is located near the city of St. Catherine in the South Sinai. So St. Catherine, Egypt, right? Katrine, Katrine, is a town in South Sinai. You know what I mean? So like your names are so important. So anyways, get back to that. So that's why I was named, right? That's where Moses received the 10 Commandments. So I picked that, came here. Now I'm in Numbers 3.113, so 3.1, right? Chapter 3. Now, these are the records of Aaron and Moses when the Lord spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai, right? So my niche, I've been getting like 313, 1113, 1113 is when I was initiated. Was when I became like awakened and started on this path right here. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the anointed priest, whom he consecrated to minister as priest, right? So you go in there, whatever. I'm saying all this to say, right? And then I have also another note in here. Well, no, I actually wrote this one down. So, special healing. So when you look up 313 HC frequency benefits, this is a special healing of old subconscious programs that disabled your spiritual progression. So we lit, y'all, is what I'm saying. And I'm on the right path, and so are you. And I love it here. I love it here with you guys, and I'm really excited to be here. And if you see, you know, I've been studying, and get into it, tap in, because the Levites have been called to serve, right? So the levies, they have been called to serve. That's what we're here for. We're here to wake up people, to anoint people. Find out your name meaning. Find out why you picked your name and came here, and then you'll realize what you were sent here to do. It is so important. It is so important. And I'm just really happy to be here with y'all.